This episode is brought to you by Harry's. Claim your free trial offer at harrys.com/CAG.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 588. I'm your host, GBD, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who, if he had the power to turn back time and end the Holocaust, would probably have a lot of haters. Wombat.
There were good people on both sides. I didn't even like saying that as a joke.
Right, I know. I just winged that one.
I could tell.
I should have, maybe written something down, but I forgot that I have to come up with these things every week.
You don't have to,
That's true.
You could just say, and here's Shipwreck.
I could say anything.
Yep. There's no format, it's not like the network's going to come down on you.
I know, but I do say the same thing every time.
I know. That's why people don't like it.
I haven't noticed that.
Yeah. Yeah. By 600 episodes, you would notice.
Okay. I'll pay attention next time.
12 to go.
I just realized that. I haven't prepared anything, as you might have guessed.
When is that? What is 12 weeks from now? That's what, 3 months approximately?
Yep.
May, June, July, July-ish. Will you be here? Is that around when you're here?
Shipwreck will be here in August, yeah.
I know. I'm wondering how that works out. Anyway, I don't feel like doing the math.
We could celebrate during LI Long Island Retro.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll have to celebrate 600 and blank episodes.
Are you prepared for my 2-year-old to come?
So it's going to be the whole Shipwreck family?
Yeah.
I don't know. How do I need to prepare for that?
I don't know.
I have to, what's he like? I've never met him, so I don't know what to expect.
Oh, that's right. You have never. He's cool.
Is he going to, do I have to put stuff away? Is he going to just go through everything?
Oh, no.
He's not like that.
No,
he's chill.
Yeah, he likes to tackle people. Do you like to be tackled?
I'd like to see him try.
Okay.
He's going to come up to my shin, I think. But no,
he'll give it a go.
He could probably knock Ty over, though, I bet.
Oh, definitely.
Ty's really light.
He takes Emmeline down, no problem. He's got, a good, he goes, low and raps and then rolls. So
interesting.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give Ty the heads up because he's been taken down before.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes it would be very embarrassing if he gets taken down by a 2-year-old and hurts himself. I could see his head hitting something and then crying. I got to warn him. So hey, I just got back from New Orleans. New Orleans?
And boy, are your arms tied.
New Orleans. I'm back from New Orleans.
Y'all.
That's a fantastic place to visit, I gotta say.
Especially with kids.
It was great. We had a great time.
Yeah, no. New Orleans is very nice.
My wife had been there before, but not me. And
I've never been either, so tell me what.
Oh, really?
Huh.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Interesting. I've been 3, maybe 4 times.
Yeah. So you knew how good it was.
Sure.
We met my parents there, so we had a real family vacation. I managed to do the whole trip without going into a single bar, which was, not easy, but I did it. I will say, I was really amazed by the history, and I love looking at old buildings and house tours and walking tours and things like that. And they have a lot of amazing ones there. I was not expecting Bourbon Street in the middle of the afternoon, just the vomit smell.
Yeah, it's not great. Bourbon Street is exactly where you don't want to be with kids.
It's pretty impressive.
Uh-huh.
The nastiness of it. But I was also jealous of people that I wanted to be the drunk people walking down. I don't want to be vomiting, certainly, but I wanted to be the drunk people who didn't give a shit and just, can't walk in a straight line down the street and then would come up to a total stranger and say, "Hey man, you're too tall to be here. You can't be taller than me. I want to be that asshole.
I'm assuming someone said that to you. I'm assuming that happened.
I want to be that asshole. Yeah, literally, like we turned the corner onto Bourbon Street, and that happened. I mean, it was me and Mrs. Chibi, and that happened. And I was like, wow, that's just impressive, impressively awful. But yeah, I mean, the food is amazing. We ate.
Where'd you eat?
We ate.
Spill it.
Like where? Like you want the names of the places?
Yes, I want it. Some of the most famous restaurants in the world are in New Orleans.
I don't think we.
I'd like to know where.
I don't think we went to any of the most famous ones, but I don't know. We went to this place called the Palace Cafe, which it was probably like a more touristy place because it was on Canal Street, but it was a very, very nice. I mean, every place is great, and I ate crawfish in a lot of different ways. I ate alligator in a lot of different ways, including in a sausage.
Did you like alligator? Have you had alligator before?
I had not. I liked it just fine. I had it.
I've had alligator before. It's good.
It tastes like any other meat that is good when you put a lot of.
Yeah, it's very bland unless
flavoring
you put a lot of hot sauce or something on it.
I've had fried alligator. I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed everything that's fried.
Yes,
that is true.
I had fried ribs at Cochon. Is that how you say it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That speaking of fried things that I ate over 4 days. Those were.
Do you have bananas Foster?
Yes, we had that at the Palace Cafe, which was
nice,
kind of a famous place. Alligator sausage at Dat Dog, which was with what's that? Crawfish etouffee. You know what that is, Wombat?
Yes.
You do know what that is? That's crawfish sauce. Yeah. So I had that on tater tots with my alligator sausage. And we went to like a boil place called the Boil, and I showed you that picture, right, with all the seafood on it.
You sure did.
It was good. So yeah, we did like this Two Chicks walking tour. You got to check out the cemeteries there. They're really.
Did you have taffy from the taffy truck?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Oh, there's like an old truck where they make the taffy in the truck, and they.
I love that Wombat has all of these recommendations.
And he's never been there.
Never been to any of these.
I watch a lot of travel shows and a lot of food shows.
Because you recommended, you're like, oh, you got to go to some place. I don't even know.
Dookie Chase. It's like the most famous restaurant in New Orleans.
This is it like that most famous restaurant in Memphis that I never heard of, or anybody in Memphis has ever heard of?
No, that place isn't particularly famous. That place was gross. That's why I wanted you to go there. Yeah. That's different. This is someplace that's supposed to be very good that I've always wanted to go to, and I wanted to live vicariously through my friend who just
it was a lot. There's a lot of moving parts to this trip.
I know you had 5 other people with you.
We did have beignets.
Beignets.
We had those every night, so that was good. Of course. So that was good. But we walked a lot. Like last night we walked over 20,000 steps.
It's a good walking city.
I love a great walking city, and with all that history and those old buildings, it's just so But you got to be on the lookout for drunk people and crazy people.
There's a lot of crazy in New Orleans.
There's a lot of crazy there, but I don't know. We went right before Jazz Fest. Jazz Fest is in a couple days, so we got sort of like the cheap hotel rates and less crazy, which is, I think, a good combination right there. Because I'm not looking to, I had two beers the whole time, so it wasn't like I think we were in bed by 11 o'clock every night. So not exactly living the wild life over here, but yeah, you should go, Wombat. Why don't you go there with your kids sometime? Be a good trip.
Okay.
You go to Dookie Chase. I heard good things.
I really want to go there. Like that's a place I really want to go to. There's a lot of places I want to go to.
Yeah. But this is a lot of there's so many things that we didn't get to do. So
my kids, I don't feel like my kids wouldn't appreciate it properly. Like it's a long way to go for something where my kids would be like, all right.
No, but they have things like aquariums and great.
They have a nice aquarium.
Zoo.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they don't have a nice aquarium.
Saying your kids wouldn't appreciate
a very nice aquarium, but I don't think they would appreciate how special it is to be in an aquarium in New Orleans as opposed to being in the aquarium in Coney Island.
People are very nice in New Orleans, I gotta say. I was very impressed with the Southern hospitality. Everybody seemed, just really happy that you were enjoying their town.
Did you meet Bobby Boucher?
No. No, I did watch Happy Gilmore on the plane, though.
That is the wrong movie to watch.
I know, it was on the plane, though. It's a good movie to watch on the plane.
I'm sure, yes. Mm-hmm.
I watched another movie on the plane, but I only got it halfway through it. And I'm really upset because it was so awesome. It was called...
What movie?
The Hate You Give. It's like, one of those movies you'd hate. The hate that Wombat would give to the movie.
Why? I watched a movie that's a similar themed movie.
Okay, yes. So I only got halfway through, and they shut off the service for like 10 minutes, and then it's all messed up. Anyway, let's do some show feedback. Unless you guys want to tell me about where you've been on your spring break so far.
Well, mine doesn't start until tomorrow, and we're going to Old Bethpage, which you're more than welcome to join us.
I think I'll be editing this show.
Oh, well, we're going around lunchtime. We're going to do a picnic.
Ooh.
We're going to have a picnic. It's just me and the kids because my wife has to work. So we're going to have a picnic and we're going to look at the old houses and then the giant pig.
Wow.
And then we're going to rest up a little bit and head over to see Infinity War.
Ooh.
Not Infinity War, Endgame.
Oh,
you know what
better.
Yeah. I said Infinity War because I'm old and forgetful.
We know.
Yeah. You knew what I meant.
Yeah. No. Oh, that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Should be.
Show feedback.
That's all I have going on. Show feedback. Shanna Fan has to say, Wombat, can you tell us more about what features of your pants qualify as weekend pants? Yes, a drawstring is the main qualifier.
That makes a lot of sense.
I know, it does. It makes perfect sense. Famous last words. Wombat and Game of Thrones. Why do you resist, Wombat? It's the best show ever. Cheapy will agree to that. Do you agree to that?
I do. I will not agree to that.
You have some movie college degree or something. I do. It's exactly actually what it says on my diploma. It says movie college degree
or something.
But you still waste time on watching garbage. That is also true. Just watch the damn show already and tell us you were wrong. Great show, guys. I know that if I watch it, I will probably very much like it. I know that I am wrong. That does not mean I will change my ways.
You'll probably watch it. Well, yeah, eventually you'll get to it.
I'm sure I'll get to it eventually.
Have you had anything spoiled for you?
Nope. I literally know nothing about it. I know that there's the cute girl with the white hair. That's about my knowledge of.
She's in the phone commercials.
Is she? The Khaleesi is?
There were some phone commercials with dragons or something.
Wow.
There you go.
Pretty much exhausted my knowledge there as well. I think I know one spoiler because it was a big meme, but that's about it.
Oh. We were in New Orleans when the last episode came out, and the first thing we did when we got home was watch it because it's just so hard to avoid spoilers. And sure enough, when I was putting together this outline tonight, and I use an RSS feeder with various video game sites, sure enough, there's a spoiler for that episode, right? Right in the, it was in the first sentence of the article, and that's what comes through in the RSS feeder, the headline and the first sentence. I was like, see, we knew it. Can't trust anybody to not spoil your favorite shows. So should we do some watch this, bitches? Since we're talking about
sure,
TV
I watched too much stuff. So
you go, lay it on us.
Sure, I saw Black Klansman. Have you seen that?
Yes, Wombat. I've talked about it on the show.
I was gonna say you're the one who talked about it before, right?
I told you to see it. I probably recommended it to you.
And you did, and I took you up on that recommendation, and my wife and I watched it on Saturday. We'll say Saturday. Does it matter? No. It's good. It's very good.
Fantastic. Did you like Adam Driver's performance?
I liked Adam Driver's performance. I liked Denzel Washington's son's performance. I actually liked him a lot. I thought he was charismatic, even though I can't remember his name other than he's Denzel Washington's son.
Right.
But he is. He's also very good. I liked. Sometimes it might be a little too heavy-handed. There's a lot of parallels between that movie and the current presidency and Spike Lee's feelings on the current presidency, which he does not hide,
right.
Nor should
he.
A
little. I think I said when I talked about it earlier, I thought that maybe, we're not all that dumb, and we don't need like the sign to come up,
Yeah, exactly. And I said to my wife, I'm like, because the movie opens.
But we are that dumb, actually. Hey, he's right, actually. I take it back. We are that dumb. Most of us need to sign.
5 minutes of that movie is supposed to be like archival footage of an old KKK man giving the speech, like on a newsreel kind of thing. And he's played by Alec Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this is the only reason why Spike Lee is having Alec Baldwin do this is because he knows that when people see Alec Baldwin now, they think of the president.
Right.
I'm like, and that's crazy. But there you go. But I liked it. I kind of wish some of the fictionalized stuff was true because it was just so crazy.
Every movie that tells you they're based on a true story has some major shit that they've made up.
And I had to look it up. And I looked it up after because I'm like, did that really happen?
Right, exactly.
Because there's some things where it's like, that's too crazy.
Yeah.
If it happened, that would be really crazy.
Right.
And if it didn't happen, I'll be disappointed.
Yep.
And I was a little disappointed.
What was that movie with they're trying to get the Americans out of Iran or something, and they make a fake movie?
Yes, that's the one that what's his face Batman won his Oscar for.
Ben Affleck, Batman.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I was about to say Ben.
What's
Folds.
the name of the movie though? Doesn't matter.
I can't remember either.
They made up a lot of shit in that movie that made it sound a lot more exciting than it actually was. When you look it up afterwards, you're like, oh, that would have made a pretty boring movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and I get it. I know why they do it. I'm just saying, I was a little bummed to find out that the thing with the car didn't actually happen.
Gotcha. I don't remember what that is, but what else have you seen? What else have you watched?
I watched The Kid Who Would Be King. I know one of you saw that also,
I did.
right?
Me.
Yes.
And my kid.
It was you and your kid. Yes, I saw that with my kid as well. Yeah. Only one made it through the entire movie.
It's a long movie, and there's a lot of talking and themes for tweens, basically.
Yeah, it was all right. It was a little slow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll move on from there.
I liked it though. Ty brings it up every once in a while that he likes.
I still want to see it. We watched Robin Hood, the Disney Robin Hood, this week.
That's the best. Oodle lolly.
That is a fine film.
What about the Sean Connery Robin Hood?
We didn't watch that. One. That's fine. Most Robin Hoods are pretty good. I haven't seen the most recent ones, I guess, but
I don't think the most recent ones. I think the Russell Crowe and the Elton John one are supposed to be pretty bad.
The Kevin Costner one. That's not recent.
No, Costner one is
fine with that one. Yeah, that one's fine.
Oh.
Men in Tights. That one's good.
That one's
Men in Tights is good.
That's a solid
Errol
one.
Flynn. Nothing wrong with Errol Flynn as Robin Hood.
Yeah, recent. All right. What else?
I literally, and I don't binge things often, but I binge this and it's short. Each episode's only 15 minutes. So the whole thing I think is less than 3 hours, but there's a sketch comedy show on Netflix called I Think You Should Leave.
Okay.
And I think Shipwreck would hate it more than anything he's ever watched in his entire life. And I can't tell if you would like it or not.
I don't think Shipwreck is watching sketch comedy shows, is he?
That's what I'm saying. I think he watches Saturday Night Live still, don't you?
I never know.
I don't know. I see clips.
Yeah. See, I still watch every episode.
You watch. You have to watch I don't know, 99% more TV than I do.
It's very possible.
It's 100% possible that you're 99% more TV than I do.
I believe you. I honestly believe you. I mean, my wife and I like to watch Saturday Night Live together, so I will watch that every week when it's new, obviously. But I think you should leave it. Actually, Tim Robinson was on a season of SNL before he got fired, I think, for being too weird. It's a weird show. It's kind of Tim and Eric like. In fact, Tim from Tim and Eric is in one of the episodes. And the sketches are, it's good because they're short sketches. Each episode's 15 minutes long, and the sketches are 2 to 3 minutes long each. He doesn't dwell on anything, so it's an interestingly fast-paced comedy sketch show.
Sweet.
So you should check it out. It's definitely weird. It is not for everybody. But with the first episode only being 15 minutes long, you'll know very quickly if it's for you or not.
Fantastic, then.
Yeah, you should check it
I
out.
will. Right after I go to Dookie Chase's, I'm going to check out...
You know what? I'm asking you to watch something on Netflix that's 15 minutes long is a lot different than me saying, hey, while you're in New Orleans, go to this restaurant and wait on a line for 2
It's
hours
true.
to eat fried chicken.
That is true. It's on Netflix, you say?
Yes, it's on the Netflix.
I could do that. I could push buttons.
Yeah. It came out this week, so it's brand spanking new.
Wow, you're really on the new releases on Netflix. Just all over that shit.
I saw it not trending, that's not really true. I saw people tweeting about it, and I was like, oh, I think that guy's funny. I'll check this out. And I've watched some episodes of The Detroiters before it got canceled. I'll check this out, and then there you go. So,
Cool.
It's bizarre.
All right, I like bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are we at new releases?
I think we are.
Sure. I have a sealed copy of Mortal Kombat 11 sitting by me.
How is it?
Mortal Kombat.
It looks nice. I want to play it, but
You mean the box looks nice?
Yeah, the box looks great. I got
Are you going to wait for the patch? The balance
no,
patch?
that doesn't really affect me at all, I don't believe. I'm sure I will play it after the patch as well. I may wait for the patch. Is that going to happen in the next week? Because that's the first time I'll be able to play it.
It is actually possible that that you may play it when the first patch is out.
But no, I went for the $100 version.
Wow.
I still have GCU. It feels like you're just doing yourself a disservice if you still have that and don't get the maximum savings.
Right. You're helping out the game industry as well.
Right. It's one of my favorite series. So
no one is questioning your choices. At least not on the show.
I'm fine with it. I have heard good things. It looks good. I heard the story's good. I'm excited. It's not littered with DC characters. It's right yet. Yeah. So you guys haven't played it yet, right?
No, I played the demo, but that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to buy this thing on release since you know the Super Edition's coming, and you know
they haven't even announced what those characters are going to be yet, right?
There's a season pass and all that shit, right?
Yeah. There's a character pass.
I mean, it'd be great if they send us a review copy of it, but I don't know.
It's possible.
I don't know. I didn't even know it was coming. I mean, it's weird because where did I see all the commercials for this? Oh, on the airplane. Shit, I was, JetBlue's got the TV.
There's been a lot of commercials for it.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even know the game was coming out like this, now. And then there's all these commercials. I'm like, shit. The commercials were pretty good too. What else?
I don't think anything else came out this week.
Anniversary Collection Arcade Classics came out.
What's that?
That's Konami. It's expensive for what it is.
$20 for what it is.
I know.
What is it?
It's a handful of games, but it's not all the games you want.
It's 8 games.
They're doing it in 3 different batches.
Scramble, Twinbee, Nemesis, Salamander, Typhoon, Haunted Castle, Vulcan Venture, also known as Gradius 2, and Thundercross. Nope.
Konami really got all those games that people were looking for there.
Right. I'm clicking on these screenshots. It's like, okay. There's a lot of games that are coming out every week. So just look at this lineup you're competing against. I mean, even on the Switch, you got stuff, I guess. Like Day-D.
I mean, I guess Salamander's probably the best game in there.
Life Force,
yes.
You mean? Call it what
Life
it
Force.
Is. It's Life Force.
But yes. It's called Salamander in this instance, right?
Yes.
I don't even know what that is.
Life Force? Life Force was awesome. It was the
Life Force had the box with the snake head on it for when it was on the NES. I actually enjoyed
there
that
it
game.
is. I'm
Yeah,
looking
Life
at it
Force
right
was
now.
fantastic for a side-scrolling shmup.
Not to be confused with the movie Life Force, which is about a naked lady vampire. There are some people that do think that the game is supposed to be based off of the movie, but that is not true. Just a coincidence.
Life Force?
Life Force.
What movie?
The move.
I was too busy watching videos of Life Force.
Life Force is really good.
Life Force is also the name of a movie that came out shortly before the game.
Oh.
But they have nothing to do with each
I'm
other.
trying to remember if I've played that game. It looks pretty familiar.
It's good. It's, it's spaceship. Shoot things.
Scramble. I'm more of a scramble.
Really,
That's more my
that is.
time
I
zone.
was going to say that is
Time
showing your age there.
I know. Sorry.
That is very vintage of you.
I know. What can I do?
Are you going to play some
45.
Arcade Archives Time Pilot as well?
I mean, that's the same era. It's $8 for
Era.
$8 for Time Pilot. That's era. Not a great deal.
No, well, these things are all so expensive.
I mean, Time Pilot's great. I mean, it's a classic, of course, but
Sure, it's like a $3 classic, though.
it's pretty limited in what it can do for you. It's a game. I mean, I don't know. Look, if I saw Time Pilot in a pizza parlor when it was out, I was very excited. I put the quarter in it. I'd play for a minute and a half or 2 minutes or whatever. I could get like 3 levels in that. And that was it. You go, all right, 25 cents, good deal. Anything else?
What is this Jupiter and Mars game?
Oh, that's the James Milky joint.
Oh, okay. I thought it sounded familiar.
Yeah, I think it's a PSVR game. They sent
With dolphins.
With
a dolphin named
dolphins.
Jupiter and a dolphin named Mars.
with the dolphins and like an environmental theme.
Is that something up your alley?
Me?
Yeah.
It might be. They sent me. They were nice enough to send me a review copy, so I'll probably have a chance to play it by next week. I was just,
So in other words, you have it.
I have
so
it.
we'll find it. Okay.
Yeah, I have it.
It just looks
I just
like
haven't.
something that would be.
Yeah,
Depends
I
on the
want to check it
I
out.
have to hear the music to know if it's your thing or not.
Yeah, I think it's probably my thing.
Okay.
I'm going to check it out. I just haven't had a chance to do it by, I wasn't home for a little bit.
It says it has some electronic beats in it.
I love beats, especially the electronic kind.
Right.
But I'll take my beats any way I can get them.
Oh,
Anything
anything
else?
on the Switch this week? You died, but a necromancer revived you for $8.99.
What?
Been there, done that.
Cuphead is out.
How about Slabwell, the quest for Cocktoon's alpaca?
Yep. That sounds dirty
Does.
somehow.
The Switch releases look a little
Iron
light this week. It looks
snout.
like there's only like 25 games that came out for Switch this week.
It's Easter.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, did I mention that when we first got to the hotel in New Orleans, the big gay Easter parade was just wrapping up, and our hotel is right off of Bourbon Street. So we got to Ty got to get some beads from some interestingly dressed gentlemen. So that was that. That was fun.
Anybody else get beads?
No, just Ty. It was pretty tame, I gotta say. What else on Switch? That's it
I think that's
for this
it.
week in
I
general.
think that's it. It wasn't a big release week. Other than Mortal Kombat, everything got out of the way. Which Mortal Kombat came out for Switch as well.
Isn't this Katana Zero game supposed to be good? I thought I heard something about that. I'm gonna type it into Metacritic right now and see if I'm right. Oh, there's no reviews. Maybe I imagined that.
Maybe. It just sounds like a mashup of a lot of different game names.
No.
So,
It's been out for a while. Weird. Okay. Yeah, that's true, Wombat. That's a good point.
It does have an 84% on Metacritic.
Oh, well, what am I looking at?
I don't know. And it got an 8.7 out of 10 on IGN.com.
You make a compelling case. I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter.
Well, that's what I do.
Should we talk about Harry's?
I like them razors.
Wombat, tell us what you love most about Harry's.
I like that when I go to my Passover Seder
Ooh.
that I went to on Saturday, and I groom myself with my Harry's razors, that my aunt will compliment how nice my face looks as soon as I walk in the door.
Wow. I like how you can work Passover into 2 ads in 2 weeks in a row.
It's how I roll.
It's pretty impressive.
I'm very pious.
Yes. Well, of course, we love the high quality Harry's blades, but we love them even more at the low Harry's prices. And we love all the little shaving accoutrements that you can get, such as the post-shave balm. I love the post-shave mist. I don't know what that one's actually called. Something with their misting product. That I just spray all over my entire head. Sometimes I do it when I haven't even shaved. I feel like it'll just sort of wake me up. I love that stuff. And of course, in case you didn't know, you can get a special trial offer. You can get a $13 trial set that comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave, weighted ergonomic handle, 5-blade razor with lubricating strip and trimmer blade, rich lathering shave gel, and a travel blade cover. Listeners of our show can redeem their trial set at harrys.com/CAG. Make sure you go to harrys.com/CAG to redeem your offer and let them know that we sent you to help support the show. Thank you, Harry's. Thank you, Wombat. It's time for news, multi-platforming, and Wombat's awesome Apex Assault. Apex Assault is dying so quickly, I think we need to change this segment name really quickly.
How about Wombat's
Skyrim
sinkhole?
Right.
Are you still?
Right.
Are you
How
still?
about Skyrim sinkhole?
Depressed?
I am still playing
Okay.
Skyrim. I'm almost. My character, I think, is level 18 now.
Skyrim sinkhole of depression.
Yep.
Of sadness.
Skyrim sinkhole of sadness.
Yes.
I finished the Dark Brotherhood over the weekend.
Oh, there was a Skyrim related question for you somewhere.
Yeah.
Games and
I don't know.
Groceries wanted to know how many shouts have you unlocked so far?
A good amount, but I don't know the number. I didn't.
Okay, a
like,
good
look it
amount.
up. A good
We'll go
amount.
with
Let's
that.
say 7. 7?
That's a good amount.
Yeah. Is that a good amount? I have that cool one.
Psst,
that
just
when you
make up
do
a
the
number.
shout-
He doesn't know.
I know. I have that shout that when you shout it, you could see where all the enemies are in front of you because they turn red even if they're behind walls.
Neat.
I kind of like that shout. That's a useful shout. It's like, oh, there's 3 guys behind that wall. I better just open the door and pull out a sword and kill them real quickly.
As opposed to what else
That's
you were going
pretty
to be
much
doing in Skyrim.
Exactly, as opposed to opening the door and just killing them real quickly.
But you know exactly where they're going to be. When you
But I
open
know
that door.
exactly how many people I'm gonna. I also unlocked the decapitation skill in one-handed, which is also totally worth it for no other reason than I just lopped a guy's head off,
Huh.
and it's funny every time.
Huh.
Ed is literally funny every time.
Right.
That's not even sarcasm.
Yep, I get it.
I highly recommend that.
Huh. I always go for those perks, decap
Yeah.
perks.
Mm-hmm. You gots to.
Yes. What about? Should we talk about the
What
NPDs?
about us? Yes, NPDs from March 2019. The top 10 games are starting from number 10, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Number 9, Yoshi's Crafted World. Number 8,
Glavin.
GTA 5. I know, I lost I had a stroke in the middle of that one.
That's okay.
Number 7, NBA 2K19. Number 6, Red Dead Redemption 2. Number 5, Super Smash Bros.
Wow.
Ultimate. Number 4, Devil May Cry 5.
Wow.
Super Smash.
Number
I'm
3,
still impressed with Super Smash. Is in there.
MLB 19, The Show. Number 2, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Easy Mode Edition. And number 1 is The Division Dose.
Dose. The dose.
The Dose. The D-Dose.
I've played The Division 2 and Red Dead Redemption 2 and Super Smash.
Can you remember the last time the game that was the number 1 seller the month before didn't crack the top 10 the following month?
Oh, Anthem?
Yeah, is that unusual? I honestly don't know.
It depends on.
I feel like it's unusual,
It depends on the month, probably.
Yeah, it probably depends on the month.
right? I feel like that's weird.
But considering this isn't like a big release window, maybe that it should be on there. I mean, look, GTA 5 is still on there.
I don't know how many copies number 10 sold
Right, but
in the month of March. Like, if you tell me that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 only sold like 150,000 copies, and that means that Anthem sold less than that by whatever it is, that's kind of sad.
well, the word, at least you know that the word gets out. I mean, it was probably very high. What was it on, the month that it charted? What was it last month?
It was number 1.
Yeah, so the word got out, and maybe that month was, I don't know. I don't remember what else came out that month, but
Not much.
I don't know if you can draw it's got to be super unusual for that to happen, I would think.
Like, went from selling really well to not selling at all, essentially.
And isn't there some article about, I don't know, wasn't there a patch or something, and it I don't know, made
So
something
there was
worse
a big
or
patch
something?
there was a big patch this week that came out, and it had one of the big changes was one of the things that I had complained about from playing my my 10 hours, which I don't think I played more than 2 hours of.
Uh-oh.
Because it had that whole thing where you had to go back to the fort, that first person story mode
Oh,
thing.
Fort Seasickness?
Yeah, exactly, which was just boring and pointless. And also was the only time you could go and see your weapons and change your gear and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
Well, now you don't have to do that anymore.
It's all in
What happened to
just a
all
menu.
what happened to all my friends there?
Well, you could still go,
Oh,
but now
okay.
you just don't have to.
Oh, okay, I see. Because I was going to say, like, you actually do stuff there. So
You can now launch a new mission from the expedition screen without having to go back to the fort. And you can access the forge during missions. And, free play. So you can just be playing the game and then say, you know what, this gun isn't working for this bad guy. Maybe I should swap it out for a better gun. And you can do that in the mission.
Right.
good.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty clear that we've already discovered from the Jason Schreier article that they don't know what they're doing. So
No. Now, if you recall when the game came out, they also released their roadmap for the game.
right.
That apparently is not happening. So, for every positive, there may be a negative. Like, I think there was supposed to be some story missions or something that was supposed to come out this month.
There's supposed to be a lot of
apparently-
free content or something. And
Yeah, and that's been pushed indefinitely.
makes sense.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That's all I have to say about Anthem. I don't really have the game. It's my boss
I
loves
have
it.
2 copies of the game now.
You're helping.
My
You're
boss
doing your
loves
part.
it and plays it all the time. So he tells me I should be playing it, and I'm like, yeah, it's not going to happen.
I'm going to play it.
You play it. You have fun.
I will. I
think you
finished
will, too.
Trials of the Blood Dragon.
How's that?
This is a Trials game that came out in 2016 that I just randomly
I
played
know
this,
what it
this
is. Yeah. Riding a... I was going to say riding a motorcycle, but it's not. I played some of that.
Some of it is.
Yeah.
Some of it's
That's
riding.
with the kids of the action guy.
Yeah. Kids of that. That's a weird game. Because
It's definitely weird.
like half the game is traditional Trials and half of it's like bad platforming and shooting. And then there's weird, like they start doing weird stuff with like zero gravity and the level flipping around. And it's interesting. I enjoyed it. At the same time, it like I didn't feel the same need with the other Trials games. Like the other Trials games, you're like really like honing your craft of like getting through the levels. This one, it was like, I got a C on that. That's fine. I don't need to go back and play that again. I don't know. I don't know why I played it, but I did. I think
For the same reason that I'm playing Skyrim.
well, slightly different. I'd never played it before, and I meant to get around to it. Also, that new Trials game is out, so I figured I would play one that I already had rather than spend $20 on the new one.
I was say, isn't the new one only like $20?
It came out at $40 and it quickly got to $20.
Oh, okay.
But it's a Ubisoft
seen
game.
it.
That's what happens. Like it's 2 weeks after the Ubisoft game comes out, it's $20 off every time.
Yep.
So
Good. Yeah. Makes it easy to plan your shopping.
it does. I appreciate
Yes.
I appreciate their consistent roadmap of Ubisoft sales.
Of value.
Right.
Anything else about the NPDs that we need to talk about? I haven't looked at them.
People are
I
still
thought
buying GTA 5 and NBA
It's
2K.
unbelievable. GTA 5. And the crazy thing about when you see GTA 5 on this list and NBA 2K, but GTA 5 is older, much older, obviously.
Sure.
The crazy thing is the real money's not even coming from that. The real money's coming from the online stuff that they have in there.
Well, quite a bit of that is in 2K as well.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying GTA's been around. Well,
Yeah.
But NBA is the
course.
same fucking thing every year. It just doesn't matter that there's a 9 at the end of this one and not an 8. It's a platform at this point.
Somebody looking at the NPDs every month at EA just going, God, how did we screw this up? How did we screw this up so bad?
Right. I mean, yeah, totally. They were the boss. And who knew? Yeah. If they only knew, I feel like if EA figured out just a little bit earlier how much money they could have made from the microtransactions in a great NBA game, they would have invested big, like Madden dollars into it.
FIFA money.
FIFA dollars.
Not quite that much, but yeah.
But maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it's NBA certainly has more of a worldwide reach than FL.
It's definitely a lost opportunity for them. But are they still making? Is there another NBA Live game coming out? No.
We'll find out at EA Play, I guess.
I noticed that EA Play, that's their E3 thing every year. It's a day shorter this year, probably because Anthem bombed so bad. They lost.
Are you even going to make it to EA Play?
Yeah. What do you mean? Sunday, right?
Yeah, is that our Sunday night?
Yeah.
It closes at 7.
It ends at 7. Let's go at night. It's
Yeah.
too hot during the day. They had no shade. It's very important that I be in the shade.
We're very early in E3 planning.
Yeah, but I plan out the shade very far in advance where my shade is going to be. I don't like the sun.
I'm interested to see what EA has at their EA Play this year.
Hopefully Migos again. Hopefully we could catch Migos this time. At night, I think, is when they have the band.
I think that's Saturday, probably.
No, but they have them both nights. They had them both days. Or every night, I think, last year. It's very important. We missed Sophie Tucker last year. You don't know who that is. It's okay.
I got a headband.
You got a headband last year?
Yeah. An NBA Live headband for playing NBA Live.
Great. All right. What else we got here in Wombats?
Didn't Sophie Tucker die like 40 years ago?
It's an electronic music group. It's not a person.
Oh,
It's two
Sophie
people.
Tucker.
It's two people.
Okay.
It's Sophie spelled with a 0 instead of an O.
Probably. I'm not 100% sure. SOFI, I believe.
Oh, not SOPHIE.
No. And Tucker with 2 Ks and no C.
Look up. Okay, everyone's homework is to go to Spotify and listen to Best Friend by Sophie Tucker.
Featuring
I
Nervo.
will not be doing that.
You've probably already heard it as an intro on this show. Not you,
I have
Wombat,
not.
but our listeners. Wombat doesn't listen to my intros or outros unless I selectively edit them and send it to him.
No, I've been listening to a lot of Lord Huron lately. They're pretty good.
Sounds great. What else we got here in multi-platforming?
I am just saying. I listen to different music than you.
That's fine.
You're allowed to talk about yours.
Well, I'm
but
not
if
talking about my
mine-
music. We're talking about E3.
Yeah, you're talking about Sophie Tucker.
Yeah, we're talking about E3's event last year. I mean, EA's event last year at E3.
I don't think so. You're lying.
I think I took a picture of their...
You are lying. Stop lying.
I know I mentioned to somebody.
You don't even know how to take a picture.
I've taken pictures. I can
you
prove.
have done. You have done nothing of the sort.
All right, let's talk about.
And walking into a museum and taking something off the wall and taking it home does not count as taking a picture.
Can we please just talk about the morons who are upset about Jax's ending in Mortal Kombat? Can we just take
No, because they're
30
morons.
seconds? I didn't know. I just knew there was a controversy about it, because I was on vacation and not reading gaming sites. So right before the show, I watched the ending. It's like a minute clip or something, minute and a half clip.
Okay.
Did you even see it?
No, I didn't watch it. I know what it's about.
Okay,
But
you know what it's about, but you didn't watch it, so you have like an idea. If there's a human being who watches that clip and sees a problem with it, they need to stare at a mirror for about an hour and think about what is going on in their life. Because what the fuck? It's about as harmless as could be. That's all I needed to say about it. What else we got here, Wombat, in your awesome Apex Assault?
You put something in here about China?
China. So I don't know if you've been following
the sanctions against China.
So I don't know if you've been following the gaming business in China, but it's pretty interesting.
I believe it's pronounced China. They actually banned the release of video games in the country It's a very bad ban.
For 9 months. They stopped allowing new games to come out. And now they've decided to allow new games to come out, but there are new rules in place, including there can be no blood in the game of any kind. It doesn't matter what color it is. Doesn't matter if you try to, you can't do the old Mortal Kombat sweat maneuver. No blood. It's out. And no dead bodies, and no gambling, no mahjong or poker, and obviously nothing that's going to disparage the government. I mean, that goes without saying. But so there's a lot of people that live in China.
I've heard that.
Yes.
You might have I don't know if you know this, Wombat, but it's a couple of people.
Like 2.
And when you're making a video game, I think you want to sell your games in the countries that have the most people. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, I think, with big releases, and if they'll have to really edit their games. I mean, no dead bodies, that rules out a lot of games. There are dead bodies in a lot of games that come out these days. And that might be a little more difficult to make, but it'll be interesting to see what happens if these companies bother to put the games out or what.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read the latest Game Crunch article controversy?
No.
We'll read it right now. We'll wait.
I don't see it on here.
Fortnite.
Where is it?
Fortnite, because Fortnite became so successful so quickly once they cranked out that Battle Royale mode.
Uh-huh.
Not all, but...
I'm looking for an article from a website called Game Crunch. I'm like, what? Game Crunch?
No.
Sorry,
Wombat.
you tricked me.
No.
By the way, someone should start a website called Game Crunch.
That's my new fitness program for gamers.
Nice.
Or study program. I'm not sure.
Or breakfast cereal.
Could be all of these things. If we play our cards right. And anyway, it's another article about people in the games industry working way too hard and not really having a say in the matter. If they don't feel like working 70 hours a week, they don't feel comfortable just saying no. They feel that they're going to lose their job or lose status at the company. And, I guess the same old story that we've heard too many times.
Slightly different, I think. Slightly
different in that when there's no way to plan for a success like this. You cannot anticipate the massive success that Fortnite has had, which is different than when you're putting together a AAA title. There's a beginning, a middle, and the end that you've all planned out over however many years it takes. So what you're saying, Chip, it's a little more understandable. You taking the side of big business again? Is that
No. I'm just saying it's a slightly different story. No, I'm
just busting your balls. You don't have to dance on eggshells.
No, I don't at all. It's just this one it's more about, at least what I took away from the article, it's more about guilt of people not putting in the hours. Like they're just like so invested in it. And certainly have been in jobs like this too. Like you're so invested in what you're doing that you feel guilty for not putting in more time, and there's always something else that you could be doing on it.
Yeah.
So it's a slightly different atmosphere than some of these other ones that have come out.
Definitely. And also there's a lot of competition.
Mm-hmm.
Constant competition. And I don't want to say like they were justified in doing what they did. I'm not qualified to make that decision. But if you look at Apex Legends, I don't know that they seem to have a different mindset than Epic. I mean, they just didn't seem to crank out the content like Fortnite did. And it hurt them. Definitely hurt them. So what's the moral of the story, Wombat? Enslave your workers.
I feel like especially with a game like Fortnite, I mean, I get it. It was a huge success right away, but I also didn't. I obviously hindsight's 2020. That success also wasn't gonna die down that fast, where they may not have needed to crunch people as much. Maybe. Like maybe they could have taken an extra week to get something out to people, and it probably would have been fine, especially when you already have something out there that's popular. But what do I know? I just sit here and do a podcast.
Right. Anything else here, Wombat? In your section?
I think we're good. What's this? I'm looking ahead at Microsoft. What's this stuff?
I don't know. This is somebody wrote in the CAG bag and sent me an Xbox E3 2019 leak that was on 4chan. I just want you to know that I backed up from the microphone.
Everybody appreciates it. You did.
Yeah, because I respect our listeners.
Yeah.
I really backed up far. I was like 4 feet away.
So what is this? Is just a list that somebody.
This is supposed to be what they're showing at their press conference, basically.
So they're saying that Xbox is going to have Gears 5 this year, which is plausible. Gears Tactics, which I've never heard of that game coming. I wouldn't have a problem with that game, but, I'll put that as in the suspect. Play Dead IP, sci-fi 3D adventure.
That sounds like a Switch game.
That's not the title of the game.
Playdead makes State of whatever, the zombie game.
Yeah.
I can't remember what
and
it's
that'll
called.
be a Game Pass game because it's a Microsoft first-party game.
Mm-hmm.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That is plausible.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Some Game Pass stuff. Battletoads. Oh, I see. You were fixing.
Yeah, it was cool.
Battletoads, a new one for holiday 2019. Borderlands 3, sure. Brink.
Wait, Brink? Remember that game?
I do. That can't be real. Unless it's something completely different with the same title.
I mean, wasn't that a multiplayer shooter?
Yes, that was a multiplayer shooter that came out way too soon.
Right, like a class bait. Was it class bait? I can't remember.
It had like a lot of parkour type stuff in it.
Right, a little ahead of its time.
And it was made by Bethesda.
Mm-hmm. But why even bother calling it Brink? Like no one's.
Well, now we say that, and Bethesda also made Prey.
Yep. I stopped myself.
Right, like
there is value to
and that game had a lot of customization in it. That was like the hook.
Yeah, it was a little ahead of its time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So we'll see. Dino Crisis ship.
Yes,
a new Dino Crisis.
I could be into that.
That's I'm going to put that also on the suspect.
It sounds reasonable though if you think about
I think
Jurassic
Dino Crisis
Park
has been on every E3 list for like 15 years.
Jedi Fallen Order. We do know that is a game that is coming this holiday, so that is confirmed. I don't know if they're going to show it, but it's confirmed that it's happening. The Fable Albion, collection.
Okay,
which I guess would be Fable 1 through 3 remastered.
Right.
I would be into that.
Yeah,
I'd be excited as a thing that exists. but I would also put that in the suspect pile.
Why would you be suspect of that? I mean, remasters seem like a no-brainer these days. It's just like
Because I feel like it's something that should have been out last year.
right. Well, it's never too late
feel
to
like
do a remaster.
Because they're also saying there's going to be a Fable reboot teaser.
Okay.
Yep. Forza Horizon 4 DLC. Sea of Thieves DLC.
All seems reasonable.
And the Outer Worlds gameplay, which will also be a Game Pass game.
And it's coming out this year.
That would also be out this
According
year.
to this thing. According to this thing that could be completely fabricated.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I think that's all. I like also things that are on there as far as
Splinter Cell.
I see a new Splinter Cell reboot trailer and a Halo Infinite teaser. Halo Infinite teaser
Obviously.
is probably something that I think will happen. But
Recore 2?
That seems unlikely as fuck.
Dead Rising 5,
That seems unlikely as well.
Cyberpunk 2077 releasing spring 2020. I still feel like that game is further away than
No. That seems reasonable. I think that's. I've seen some videos of that. It seems okay. They
I
could
don't
do it.
know. I'm giving it an I don't know.
Right. It could be fall 2020.
They're saying an Xbox Scarlet teaser with 2 new consoles for holiday 2020.
What?
So are we a year away from the next gen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they could release Cyberpunk. Couldn't you see them releasing Cyberpunk 2077 for current gen consoles in the spring, and then for next gen in the fall? Seems
I
perfect.
could see that being something that happens.
Seems to line up pretty well.
I'm just not financially ready for there to be another console generation.
Stop buying Borderlands remasters.
That is not the problem. I don't even have a 4K TV, and I'm not getting one anytime soon.
Dude, you
I
need
feel like
8K for
That's
this
because you
shit.
need 8K for the next one, so you're good.
Better check yourself.
Oh, Jesus.
You better get your
Nauseous to
priorities.
think about. Literally makes me nauseous to think about. I'm gonna have to start that
I don't
Patreon.
know. This seems like a list of games, all right.
It could be. I mean, it's probably partly accurate, I bet.
I'm sure that this is. I'm gonna say that this may be as high as 50% accurate, just based on stuff that we already know.
Sure.
So
Sure.
whatever.
Sure.
Brr.
Let's move on to Nintendo. I guess more rumors are heating up about the Switches that are coming later this year, the Switch redesigns. At Spencer G83 writes in, and he asks about the alleged Switch Mini coming midsummer. Will it replace the 3DS? Is the 3DS on its last legs?
Yeah.
Well, they must. Here's the thing, though. They keep coming out with these, different themed units.
Well, those are collector things for collectors.
Yeah.
That's not the console market. That's not them trying to get someone who's never owned one before.
Sure.
That's for someone who already owns one that loves Nintendo.
They definitely want the transition to happen soon. Switch has got that big digital marketplace, as we make fun of every week. And there's certainly no reason why they can't put out, different themed versions of Switches.
I think my daughter would prefer this.
Of this new Switch, rather.
Would enjoy the Switch more if it was a little bit smaller and easier for her to use portably.
Yeah, and I think we've talked about for a long time now that it makes sense for them to put out a smaller one that doesn't connect to the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Less pack
It could still connect to the TV.
Yeah, but let's
with
make
a
it
big old
cheap.
wire.
Nah, but let's just keep it cheap and have less processing in there, and just say it doesn't connect to the TV, and we'll have the premium one that does connect to the TV. But this is the one for the kids that may drop it once in a while. And
The problem with that is if the way that you're thinking is the premium one for you to have in your house and then a smaller one for the kids, it doesn't quite work because you can't have digital games on more than one console in the Nintendo ecosystem, and your whole they have such a big digital store thing that you said 5 minutes ago argument.
Right.
Those two don't mesh up. Again, Nintendo's being Nintendo's gonna Nintendo.
Well, maybe they will sort that out.
Because if they sort that out, where you could have digital games on two consoles, within the same family or however they want to figure it out,
Right.
then there's a good chance that like even that this house that I'm in could have 2 Nintendo Switches in it at some point.
I got a dumb question.
Sure.
Would Nintendo put out a version of the Switch that has no card slot?
I doubt it.
Digital
I'm
only?
going to say doubtful. I'm going to say doubtful because a lot of their business is probably still comes from that, younger market, and it's not the kids that I think would be hesitant to buy the digital.
I don't know. I think the parents don't know any better. I think parents don't know any better. And if they don't have to go to the store and can just, I don't think they care spending more money.
I think there's comfort in going to the store to spend the money.
I don't know. Parents are lazy.
I don't know either. I mean, times change. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't know.
Because we see Sony now trying to, they don't want to sell the cards in the store, the digital cards. They don't want to make that split with the retailers. They don't want to give the retailers anything. It's a way to solve that problem.
If Nintendo wants to go digital, then they need to make their digital ecosystem more user friendly. And right now, it isn't.
What if about putting out like 50 games a week?
Yeah, and also, if you want parents and children to play together, then they need to be able to download the games on multiple consoles.
That makes sense, and that's it doesn't really cost them anything. Just fucking figure it out like everybody else has.
Yeah, exactly. Figure that out. It's not 1998 anymore.
Yeah, I think that could happen. I think you could see a small Switch doesn't connect to the TV and doesn't have a card slot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I could see it being something my daughter asks for her birthday. And she could possibly get that if it was something where I knew I could transfer our digital games over and still keep
What's
them
the price point at what she would get that at?
That's a good question.
Is the Switch is still $300, right?
Yeah, it's like, I guess if it was 2D or 3DS, 2DS priced, that would have to be under 200. And it wouldn't be a gift from just her parents. But, maybe like if it's what you really wanted most of all, then her parents and her grandparents would go in if it was like $199.99.
Okay.
It seems totally reasonable that they could put out something like that.
That would be the big combo family gift, and then maybe get a gift card from her aunt and uncles to get a game.
Tiny Switch, no dock. Controllers don't come off.
Mm-hmm. She could lay on her bed and play.
Yep. $199.99.
That's probably reasonable.
Does she have an iPad?
She has a hand-me-down iPad. Yes.
Okay.
She has a phone too.
Yeah, I think Nintendo would sell a lot of those for sure.
Yep.
I think that's the price where they want to be for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at the CAG bag?
I think so.
Sweet. All right. At Ghetto Sith Lord writes in and wants us to tell what 5 jobs we all had. That thing was trending on Twitter like for 2 days.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, Wombat?
Sure. Let's see. I was a video rental store clerk. That was my high school job. I was a talent agent for close to a decade. Let's see. That's through the 3, 4 would be I sold copiers. Mm-hmm. And 5 would be my current job.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I was, Chipper, do you want to go?
No, you go ahead.
I have 5 for sure.
Oh, do you? I don't even know if I have 5.
Well, I'm going to go with jobs that I've held, like in college, I worked for the courier services at the school.
I was a VHS store clerk in high school.
And so I drove a van and delivered stuff and picked up like dirty rat cages from the laboratories and stuff and did that. And then when I graduated college, I worked for a video conferencing company and sold video conferencing equipment and
to Michael Jackson.
No, we rented out the room to Michael Jackson. And then when that company left the country because they were being sued by a company with the same name in this country, I became a commercial real estate broker. What are we up to? 3?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I decided that was a horrible job, the worst job ever, unless your dad owned office buildings, which mine did not, I worked for a nonprofit, which my father worked for a long time. And that's when I started. That's when I figured out CAG and worked on that. And here we are. That's 5.
So
I did it.
Good job.
Thank you.
I still remember when you were doing both.
Good jobs.
Yep.
When
those are good
I
jobs.
was busy. I was very busy. That's when I stopped taking Japanese lessons because I was too busy. And then I wound up moving to Japan. That was a bad decision. I did not know I was going to be moving to Japan.
Yeah, it was probably a good decision.
I could have used those another whatever amount more lessons I could have used those. Anything would have helped. All right, Chip, 5 jobs, man. Come on.
All right. So I was a money room employee at a water park.
A what room?
The money room.
The money room.
Yes.
Wow. Like in Goodfellas?
That was, yeah.
Wow.
You control all the money in the water park. That was my first job. They put me in charge of all the money in a water park. I sat in a safe basically all day and played Sega Nomad.
Nice.
So I did that for a few years. Then I remodeled some Revco pharmacies. Like I did the internal remodels of those.
What does that even mean?
So like they would go through and gut a pharmacy, and my job was to work with planograms and restock everything and put together shelves and reset up
I had a friend
pharmacies.
in high school whose dad ran one of those companies that did that. I know.
Yeah,
that
it was
job.
a summer job. Then I worked for Ford as a summer internship co-op. The same summer I did that, I also worked for a non-conveyable returns in a warehouse.
Sounds awesome.
That was a terrible job. Basically, non-conveyable returns means this stuff is too big or awkward to put on a conveyor belt. So deal with these returns from people.
Carry them. You carry them.
Right. It was for a company. I don't know if you know Frontgate. Do you know what Frontgate is?
No.
Frontgate is, they sell really expensive lawn chairs and furniture and really $200 pool floats. So I took all the stuff and had to inventory that and cart it around and put it in boxes. That was my worst job to do that. Then I designed jet engines.
That's okay.
And
how does that happen? How do you go from one job to designing jet engines?
I went from working at Ford for a brief period of time to graduating college. Then I worked.
I skipped my summer jobs. I didn't tell you my summer jobs.
I didn't have that many jobs. I designed jet engines, and now I design pizza portals.
Yes, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. It is awesome.
Yeah, I skipped my summer jobs or jobs that only lasted a couple of days. I had one job where my friend told me, "Oh, I got this really easy job in the summer. We work for this company that throws corporate parties, and you just clean up at the party. It's really easy. You don't have to do anything. You just walk around, it's so easy." It was so hard. It was in the hot heat of the summer, emptying big garbage bags and cleaning up garbage. And I was
it must have stunk.
It was so bad. I was like, what the fuck were you thinking? And for no money at the end of the day. I
started working at the video store my sophomore year of high school. I did that my sophomore year, my junior year. And just before the summer of my junior year, I'm like, I have my job. I don't have to worry about junior year or summer job. I go and I had a key. I was the manager, quote unquote manager. And I go and I unlock the door and I open it up and I turn on the lights on a Saturday morning and everything's gone.
What?
Everything's gone. And I'm so stupid. Again, I was barely 17 years old. So what the hell do I know?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it until I unlocked the door and walked in. Everything's gone. There's no videos on the wall. The posters are all gone. The arcade games are gone from the back. The soda machines are cleared out. I'm like, And I'm so stupid. My first thought was, oh my God, we've been robbed.
Right.
No, he just left, and he still owes me like $300. So he's probably dead, to be perfectly honest. He was an old man, but
Funny.
it was like, and it was such a shock. And it was literally the first week, like the first day that school was over. So I'm like, I'm going to make some good money this summer. And I was just instantly screwed.
Womp womp.
Yep. So
I did work at a GameStop for a little while too.
Ooh.
Yeah. That was fine.
Yeah.
Really?
I wound up painting. I painted houses. Like houses.
Houses. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you had a job as like a painter. Like
yes, an artistic
you were doing,
painter.
like,
No, I was
landscapes.
painting walls in the summer in people's houses, and it was so hot.
Caricatures of people.
Murals.
On the banks of a river.
I lost 50 pounds in 2 months
Ooh.
that summer.
Wow.
I was a fat kid. I'm fat now, but I went from being about 200 pounds my junior year of high school, and I dropped down to, I lost the 50 pounds over the summer, and I kept losing weight, and I got down to 135. And that's when my parents sat me down and told me I needed to start eating again, and I got to a healthy 150.
You should start painting again.
Seriously, I lost so much weight so fast.
Or get rid of your air conditioner.
From the painting and the heat and the sweating. And also, I had a 17-year-old metabolism, which probably helped.
Right.
So all of those things combined, I lost a lot of weight. I went back to school senior year and no one recognized me. It was kind of cool. I highly recommend that. If you're a fat kid, lose a lot of weight and go back to school. People will go, wow, I never realized how short you were. So, good times.
Oh,
Can't fix that painting houses, can you, loser?
Right.
So.
Oh, so sad.
Yep. Sad Wombat Tales.
But look at the triumphant ending that you've had.
I'm waiting for that one.
Yes. Well, it's not over yet.
The Peace of Death.
Oh.
Oh.
Speaking of death, I think this horse is dead.
Mm.
And we can wrap things up, I think. I think it's safe to do that. I'm tired.
So.
From having a great vacation. It's hard work.
I bet.
Let's thank everybody for listening. Let's remind them to follow us on Twitter at GBD, at New Wombat, at Shipwreck, at Video Game Deals. Of course, let's thank Harry's. Don't forget to claim your trial offer at harrys.com/CAG. And we will see you next week.
Bread's done.
Wait!
Get a little closer.
Thanks.
Don't be shy. Get a little closer with Arid Extra Dry.
To get close, I trust Arid. See, when you perspire, you're more than wet. Perspiration can cause odor. Only Arid has this powerful formula that helps stop wetness before embarrassing odor can start.
Last stop. So soon? Get a little closer.
Arid helps stop wetness before embarrassing odor can start.